Good morning, YouTube. Today, I want to come on here to. Sorry, I had to fix my camera. But today, I want to come up here and talk about how um, it's okay not to have it all figured out. It's okay to not have it all figured out. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I know that a lot of times we think we have to have it all figured out, or we think that by the time we finish high school, which I graduated high school last year, but we think we have to have it all figured out. And we really, it's okay sometimes not to have it all figured out. And to be honest with you, that I know that can be very frustrating when you feel like I don't have it all figured out or I don't have my stuff all together. But it's okay not to have it all figured out. And you know, um, to be truthful and honest with you, I'm 19 years old and I graduated high school last year and I still do not have a clue as to what exactly I want to do with my life, or I don't have it figured out, or I don't have all my stuff together. I do, ain't gonna lie, I do have a career path that I really, a dream that I really been wanting ever since I was younger. But, and that, I don't know whether I should speak on that because some people they will say, oh, that's not possible, or you from North Carolina, that can't happen. Like one person actually told me this, or but it don't matter where you come from, all things are possible. Like when you put your mind to something, you can accomplish it, you can get it done, and all things are possible with God. But this is why I want to say that it's okay not to have it all figured out, and I know it can be frustrating not to have it all figured out, or to feel like you don't have all your stuff together, or you don't have it all together. Cause I feel like that a lot of times. Like it's so frustrating for me. I'm 19 years old, and sometimes I be thinking, I'm 19 years old. I should like, I used to think that by the time I turn 18, that I'm supposed to have it all figured out. I used to think that the what people expect you to have it all figured out by 18. That's what I used to think. But people, they will actually like, what are you gonna do? Like graduated, and they will ask you, are you going to college, or what are you going to do after school? And sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you don't know. Like it's okay not to have it figured out. And as long as, I would say, it's okay not to have it figured out as long as you are trying, and as long as you are working on your stuff, or in the process of working on whatever it is you need to work on. Like it could be different for it's different for everyone. Like maybe that's not going to college. Maybe that's it could be, that you need to work on building your credit score, or maybe for you it could be, that you need to get your driving license. You or which that's one of the things for me, or two of the things for me, because I don't have my stuff all together, but I'm working towards it, and that's why I say it's okay not to have it all figured out. But as long as you are working on getting your stuff together and working on getting better, just like, and sometimes you may not even know what you need to work on or what you need to get better at, and that's okay. And that is frustrating. That's frustrating when you don't even have the foggiest clue of what you should be doing, or what you need to do, or what you need to be pursuing, or what career path to pick. That is very frustrating. Like sometimes I think to myself, I'm 19 years old and I feel like I should be farther ahead by now. But then it's like I remind myself, wait a minute, you can't compare yourself to the next person. You can't compare just because this person has made it to this level, or this person is this far, this person got this together. You cannot compare yourself to other 19-year-olds or other people, because first of all, you're not them, and second of all, that is not going to do nothing but rob your joy. That's not going to help you get closer to your goals, or get closer to whatever it is that you need to accomplish, or whatever it is that you need to work on, achieve, or accomplish. That's not going to help you. Like, take for example, YouTube. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel, throughout the years, I wasn't consistent. I was not consistent. But I'm more consistent now, and I'm working on it. Like, I'm more consistent with my YouTube channel. So that's why I say, if you know what you want to do, or know what you need to be working on, or whatever it is, and you don't have it figured out, but at least as long as you're trying and you're working on it, like with me, for example, I am working on being consistent. I know there's some days I miss uploading a YouTube video, but I'm working on trying to be more consistent with my YouTube channel. And it's it's okay not to have it all figured out, even when you're in high school, or even if you just graduated from high school, even if you're about to graduate, or whatever the case may be. And also, let's say if you're like 25 years old, I feel like you still ain't gonna have it figured out. Like, not all of your life. Like, I feel like we should be farther by 25, but if you don't have it all figured out, that's okay too, because none of what my dad told me this is my dad, and I think my mom told me this too. They said none of us, no one has it all figured out. No one has their life all together, and I'm about to believe that's true, because nearly everyone that I talked to about this, I've heard a couple other people tell me this. They have said that they didn't have it figured out either. And I remember I was talking to a couple people, and I was talking to one of my friends and a couple people, and they asked me what I'm doing now that I got out of school, or what I'm doing, or they asked. I said I don't know. Really, I feel like I'm all over the place, and I do. I feel like I'm just all over the place. And they told me, they said none of us have it figured out. We That's all of us. They said that. Sorry, that was my phone. They said that's all of us. All of us are scattering over the place. None of us have it figured out, and I think it's so stress relieving when you could, like, accept the fact that it's so relieving when you can accept the fact that I don't have it all together, but at least I'm trying, at least I'm working on getting my stuff together, and I'm working on it. Like, sometimes I look back and I think, wait a minute, I could have been farther along. I could have been farther along my YouTube journey. I could have been farther along in so many different things. Like, I could have had this, or had that, or had my job license, or had a good credit score, or built credit, or whatever it is. I look and I think back at the time that I've wasted because I didn't have it figured out. Like, I didn't. But now that I look in the present and I realize that it's okay to not have it figured out. At least now I'm trying. At least now I don't have my stuff together, but I'm working on it. It's just like what one of my favorite YouTubers said. They said that this isn't this isn't one day of working on your stuff and getting your stuff together, but this is day one. This is day one of you working on getting your stuff together. And I was thinking to myself, that made me realize too that it's okay not to have it all together. It's okay not to have it all figured out. As long as I'm at least trying, and I'm at least working or in the process of getting myself together, or doing what I need to do. Because I can honestly say that I am far from together. Like, I am far from having all my stuff together. I am far from that. Because to tell you the truth, I know what I want to do, what career path I want to have, but I don't have it all figured out. And on top of that, to be honest, I don't I don't have just one career in mind. I don't have it. To be honest, I don't really know what career field I would like to go into for sure. But I know there's one that I would, and then there's one career that I would like to have. But I just feel like it can be very frustrating when you don't know where to start. You don't have it all figured out. You things can be foggy sometimes and unclear, and sometimes it feels like people expect you to have it all together, or people expect you. It feels this way. Like it feels like you expected. Excuse me, I had to burp. It feels like you expected to know what you supposed to do after you graduate high school. It feels like you were expected to know, but none of us have it all figured out. I'm 19 years old, and I am far from having it figured out. I'm 19 years old, and I am far from where I want to be. I am far from where I want to be. There's things that I need to work on, and things I need to accomplish, and levels, and I am far from where I need to be. I'm far from where I want to be. But you know what? I'm working on it, and I know what I need to work on now, and I'm working on it. And I realize it's just gonna take time to get to where I want to be. Like I can't compare myself to other people, because it's like what they say, don't compare your chapter 1 to that person's chapter 10, or don't compare your chapter 2 to that person's chapter 30, because and sometimes we do this, including myself, because you don't know what that person did to get to that level. And you also, when you do that, it's like you minimizing yourself. You really minimizing yourself. It's taking robbing you of your peace and your joy and your energy that could be put into getting your stuff together, or getting to the next level, or accomplishing your goals. And I just want to say, um, it's okay if you don't have it all figured out. It's very frustrating when you don't have it all figured out. But you know what? Keep going. Keep going. At least try, and be trying to get your stuff together. Whatever it is you need to work on, at least try. Don't let not all figured out stop you. And I just feel like I'm just all over the place. But I hope this helps someone and bless someone, encourage someone. Because if you, whether you in middle school, whether you in middle school, or whether you about to go to high school, or already in high school, whether you about to graduate to go to high school, or whether you just graduated, or whether you, even if you graduated 3 years ago, please don't beat yourself up. None of us have it all figured out. And I know it's easier said than done, because I look at my life sometimes, I think I should be farther along, and I start, I guess, comparing, and I start like beating myself up. But then I realize, wait a minute, I can't compare myself with this other person. So even if you just graduated high school, or about to graduate, or even if you graduated 3 years from high school, please do not beat yourself up. Just take and figure out what you need to be doing, or what you want to have in your life, or what you want to accomplish. The best advice I could say is to figure out what it is that you want to accomplish, or what it is that you need to do, or what it is that you need to improve upon or work upon, and start. Just come up with a plan and start. Even if it takes you a lot of time, just start. As long as you're trying, then that's really all that really matters. So that's what I would say. Just figure out what it is that you want to accomplish. Figure out what it is that you need to do, and just put together a plan and get started. Get started. Like if you know that you need to start working on your credit, if you know you need to build your credit, then do what you need to do to build your credit. Put up a plan. Write out the steps that you need to take. Build a plan. Do whatever it is you need to raise your credit. Start doing your research on how to build your credit, how to raise your credit, and just maybe watch some YouTube videos. But whatever it is that you need to do, identify that, and then put a plan in place. Set out a plan, create a plan, and get started. And taking small steps. Whether you know you need to build your credit, whether you know that you need to get your driving license, whether you know that you would like to lose weight, or become a vegan, or start a business, or a brand, or take up another stream of income, whatever it is that you know that you need to do, then please don't beat yourself up for lost time. And I'm talking to y'all as well as I'm talking to myself, because I struggle with this sometimes. Like I literally struggle with this. But then it's not gonna do us any good if we just keep beating ourselves up. We're just gonna keep procrastinating and putting it off, and then another year go by, and then you haven't even made progress towards a thing that you know that you need to do or that you want to do or want to accomplish. So the best advice that I can give you, whether you're about to graduate from, this is advice from personal experience, just from personal experience. Because like I said, I'm 19 years old, and I feel like I should be farther ahead as a 19-year-old. But you know what? I just start to say, I accept that I do not have it all figured out, and yes, that is very frustrating. That's frustrating. That upsets me sometimes. That's very frustrating. But now I know I've identified the things that I need to work on, the things that I need to get done, the things I need to get done for myself. I identified the things, what I need to be working on and what I need to get done. And so I put together a plan for myself. I set out a plan, and now I'm starting to get started on it. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it's frustrating when it takes you a long time, but you got to go through that process. That's why I have to remind myself, you're going to have to go through that process. So the best advice that I can give you, even if you graduated, let's say 5 or 10 years from high school, it doesn't matter your age. You could be 40 years old, 50 years old, 60, 30, 30, 40, 50, 60. It doesn't matter how old. You could even be in your 70s or even 100 if you're still living at 100. It doesn't matter how old you are or whatever. No matter what age or when you graduate high school, or whatever the case may be, the best advice that I can give you from my personal experience is to first identify what you need to be working on. Identify that, or at least identify what you need to be working on, what you need to improve upon, or just what you want to accomplish in your life. First of all, you need to get clear on that. Whether that's building your credit score, whether that's you want or need to go back to school to get the degree to get a higher paying job, whether that's you losing weight and becoming a vegan, whether that's starting up a business, adding an extra stream of income to your life for financial security, or whether that's you decide that you want to take up classes or take up a class that you're passionate about, or whether that's you want to learn a new skill or learn a new language or get involved in volunteer activities, or you want to build credit, or you want to get your own place, or you want to get an apartment or get a house, or build a business or build a brand, or pursue your music career or launch your music career, or whether you want to become an actress, or whether you want to become a singer, or whether you want to just grow your YouTube channel. Like me, like that's one of the things that I want to do. I want to impact people's lives with my YouTube channel, and I want to grow my YouTube channel, and I'm starting to be more consistent. Whether you just want to clean and organize, get your room clean and organized, or get your home cleaned out and organized, or whether you want to just declutter some things, or whatever it is, whatever the case may be for you, just first of all, identify what you need to work on or what you want to accomplish. Identify that thing that you need to focus on or that you want to focus on. That's why I always say you have to have a goal, like set a goal for yourself. So first of all, identify what you need to be working on and what you want to accomplish. Identify those things. Then create a plan for yourself, and then get started. Take those steps every single day, or whenever, every single day, every single week. Just make sure you're being consistent. And there may be times where you slip up, but keep going. And that's why I say identify that thing, then start working on it. Because comparing ourselves to another person, or thinking that we not where we need to be, or beating ourselves up about lost time ain't really gonna help. And that ain't really gonna help you or me. That ain't gonna help us. The best thing that we could do is realize, okay, we wasted time in the past because we wasn't clear, or we didn't have the foggiest idea of what we needed to do, or whatever the case may be. But once we identify what we want to accomplish, or what we need to be doing or improving upon, or what we need to focus on, or what we want to accomplish, and we set out a plan, then all we have to do now is just take the steps and be consistent. And like for me, I'm gonna give y'all some personal examples. Like, this is kind of embarrassing to say, but like for me, one of the things I want to work on, I feel like I should have been farther along, is getting my driving license. Like this year, I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but this year, I want to get my driving license, and I also want to build my credit. I have no credit, so I want to build my credit. That's two of the things that I want to do. Two of the goals for this year, and two of the things that I know that I need to do, and I know that I need to be working on. So I've identified that, and then I already set out a plan for those things, wrote out the steps and the plan, and I'm taking steps every single day. Every single day. Oh Lord, you scared me to death, Mr. George. Excuse me. Excuse me, Mr. George. And that's why I say that's what I'm doing now. I'm taking steps towards that. If not every single day, every single week. Well, some of the things I'm just getting started on. And just like with my YouTube channel. And cleaning and organizing my room. Like, I know that that's what I needed to do. And so I put together a plan and I took the steps. So that's what I say. And just remember, it's okay not to have it all figured out. At least try to get your stuff together. Get whatever it is that you're working on. At least try. And, identify what, first of all, I would say identify what it is that you want to accomplish, or what it is that you need to focus on, or what it is that you need to be working on. And then create a plan. Come up with a plan. Put a plan in place for those things. And then, get started and take steps towards it. Take action is the next thing. Take action and be consistent. So if it's building a business or starting up a business or a brand, then you need to maybe the first step to working on it is ordering your inventory, and maybe then setting up a website. Ordering your inventory and the materials, then setting up a website, then marketing, creating a social media and marketing your products. Or maybe if it's going back to school, maybe it's applying to colleges and reaching out to colleges and talking to college people, college advisors and stuff, and applying to the classes that you want to take. Or maybe if it's building your credit, maybe you need to maybe you start applying for a credit card, and then using the credit card every month and paying it back on time every month. Or maybe if it's a cleaning and organizing your room that you want to be more consistent in, maybe every day you take a small step, like I'm gonna clean out my dresser drawer today, or I'm gonna clear this stuff off the floor, or I'm gonna vacuum, or whatever it is. Or maybe if it's you want to be more consistent with your YouTube channel, maybe you need to start off by saying I'm gonna post 2 videos a week, and you pick one day to film those videos, and then you just upload them for the week, for each day, or whatever it is. Just to recap, if you don't take nothing else from this, then please take this. Please, it's hard. I know it's easier said than done, because I struggle with this too. But if you don't take nothing else from this video, take from this video that please don't beat yourself up about where you're at in life. Don't beat yourself up. And these 3 tips, which is to, first of all, identify what you need to work on or what you want to accomplish. Identify that thing, and then create a plan. Create a plan. Create a plan to get that thing done and accomplished, and then get started. Take action and be consistent. And I don't have it all figured out, and I'm learning every day though. But that's what I want to say is have a blessed day. I hope this message blesses and encourages someone, and have a blessed day. Thank you. And thank you for watching.